I'd say if you're wanting to start to learn music, what's the worst that's going to happen? Just go for it. It's an amazing, amazing thing that can help in so many different ways.
As far as it goes with SoundCheck having an impact on the community, as I said, it's been going a very long time, and you're likely to find that a lot of active bands and also bands that have disbanded and lots and lots of musicians on the island have had some kind of connection with SoundCheck, whether it being they were members or staff at some point or been involved in our events. I'm quite confident to say that most musicians on the island know about SoundCheck, have been a part of it, or still support it to this day. Like, we have the adult SoundCheck now as well, and that's on a Wednesday. So we've got lots of the Manx musicians coming to that, and we just I see SoundCheck as like a community for musicians on the Isle of Man, and even when they've gone further afield and stuff, they can always come back and ask us for more support and more help. So I think that SoundCheck has a relatively large impact on the music community.
Yeah, without SoundCheck, there would be a large gap in the ability to perform music in the first place, for me anyway, personally. I didn't have the means to rehearse at home, but coming to SoundCheck meant that I could actually practice.
I definitely think it has had an impact. It's never really been a hugely intentional one. It's sort of SoundCheck has always been sort of very grassroots.
It's great.
SoundCheck's amazing.
Yeah, we owe Jenny a lot.
Yeah.
Jenny
And I
Smith.
think a lot of bands on this on this small island owe Jenny and the whole team and the predecessors before Jenny as well. I mean, it's been going for years and it's done a lot for the community and stuff like that.
I think it's very important for young people to learn music. I think everybody should learn music for lots of different reasons, social development being one of them. And I think that's something that we really do focus on at SoundCheck is, it's not just about the music, it is about the community, it's about everything around that and everything that encompasses that. And we think it's really important for young people who come along to SoundCheck for them to be able to build their confidence, work on their teamwork, meet other people. And we tend to find that a lot of our members feel like they might not fit in elsewhere. And I think that's why it's really important for them to be able to have that space and have that focus of something to work towards and have those goals so that they can become productive members of society.
Oh, I think my passion for music would be totally different, because right now I like music. For me is like a way for me to express myself, and I just have a completely different understanding of music because of doing a SoundCheck.
Yeah, I mean, if we hadn't got those initial gigs, I don't know how far we would have.
No, definitely not as a band. As a musician, I feel like I would still be playing in my bedroom, just like, not really kind of sharing my passion. So
I feel incredibly proud of how SoundCheck has grown in the past 10 years. Since I've been there, it's very, very different now, and a lot of that is due to a man called Paul Cooper, who was running the project when I became a member. At that time, it was Danny Neal and Caroline Walter, and Keith and Paul, and they did an absolutely fantastic job. It was a lot smaller then, less funding, obviously, less members, and as Paul sort of started doing more and more with the project. He started doing more live events, outdoor gigs, festivals and things like that.
Well, just, you know, private one-on-one lessons. Kids come here and they can talk to us. We'll explain to them everything, like setting up instruments, how to tear down a stage, how to set up a whole stage. We've also got other sections, like the tech team come and work with us, and they'll teach the kids how to do the sound desk and how to wire everything in and all of that.
About 3 years or so.
Yeah, we went through 3 drummers probably.
Yeah, it kind of like, it was kind of still early days sort of thing. We just kind of went there for fun, really.
We were too afraid to play in the big room.
We were like talking about it. Like, it's weird to think back how long ago it was, but yeah.
We receive lots of support from the project. A lot of it is from the community in general. We have a charity of the same name that people can donate to, and they raise money not just for us but for anybody who wants to get involved with helping young people through music, or any young person can contact them if they need something, financial help with music. We are actually a government organisation and we fall under the Arts Council, so we are funded by the Department of Education, and obviously the Arts Council gives us lots of support to do lots of events and things like that. You know, most of the live events that happen on the island, for example, you know, Manifest way back when, Dark Horse Festival, and most recently Full Moon Festival, we always get invited to run stages and things at these events, and you know, they pay us for that, so that goes straight back into the club for more events and for buying equipment and running sessions for the kids and stuff like that. So we're quite lucky on the island that we do get a lot of support.
Oh, yeah. I've been to a couple of the SoundCheck kids gigs to help them set up, help them pack down, and help them with getting on the stage and just playing in general.
The ability to
Everything.
basically anything to do with music.
Well, if we had a terrible idea, they'd tell us, and they sorted out gigs for us and a practice space.
SoundCheck facilitated everything we needed to do to get off the ground as a band. They gave us so much practice, and then gave us
fun.
it was fun. It was a youth club.
I can't imagine doing it without an institution
No,
like that.
totally not. We had nowhere to play, and then we wouldn't have ever been able to get a gig if we went to SoundCheck.
And not only that, just for a safe space for people, like young kids and stuff. Like, it's like the only kind of like youth club that's worth going to on the island.
When you start out
I say that, but like as being like it's like a cool youth club. It's not like, you know, go and play like Scrabble.
When you start out as a band, you have to sound really, really bad for a long time, and SoundCheck sort of lets us do that.
Yeah, basically.
I hope that SoundCheck will just continue to grow and continue to reach as many young people that need it. As I said, it's an inclusive space. Learning music is massively important for lots of things, like mental health, for example, and again, being social and things like that. And I'd just love to see us doing more events, opening up more clubs, and really just want to do the best that we can to make sure that the people on the Isle of Man, and even further afield, have access to music and playing music completely regardless of their background. We like to keep it accessible, and that's really where I see it going, just opening up more and more.